All right, everybody, so here's our first worksheet. Let's go ahead and get started here. It says, what percent is it equivalent fraction method? So it gives us an example of how to complete that first problem. So right here we see 4 out of 25, and so that's going to be my fraction. And then it says, is what percent? Now, since it says is what percent, we know percent is out of 100, so that's when we need to figure out, okay, what is this top number? That's the missing aspect. And so when we set it up as 4 over 25 and we set it to a number over 100, we figured out that we need to multiply 25 by 4 to get to 100. So we did the same thing up top and also got to 16. Therefore, 16 over 100 is 16%. We're going to do the same thing for the rest of these problems. And what I like to do, since they're written a little bit differently, is highlight my fraction and then maybe circle my percent in purple. So here I have 10 out of 50. Here I have 11 out of 20. Here I have 30 out of 200, 3 out of 5, and 9 out of 10 as my fractions, okay? And then I have what percent, what percent, what percent, what percent, what percent. So even though the order is a little different, they're all asking the same thing. All right, we're going to set these up the same way then. 10 out of 50, that's going to be 10 over 50 equals what percent? Well, again, we know that percent means out of 100. So it's going to be what number over 100. And then we're going to need to do the additional step of just writing it as a percentage. So 10 over 50, I need to multiply both my bottom and top numbers by 2 to get to 100. And then on top, 10 times 2 gives me 20, so 20%. All right, let's do one more together. So 11 out of 20, 11 over 20. I know I'm going to need to do something to this 20 to get it to 100 on the bottom. In this case, I'm going to need to multiply by 5, and I know that because 100 divided by 20, right? 120, the two numbers I'm given, gives me 5. All right, so that's where the 5 comes from. And then we multiply the top number by 5 to get 55. 55 over 100 is 55%. Circling all my answers here, just like they did up here. You got to circle. All right. Now, some of these may require some division, like what percent is 15 out of 500. So here we have 15 out of 500. Notice we need to divide now to get to a fraction that is over 100. All right. So what would you have to divide by to get to 100? So we'd also need to divide that top number by the same number to figure out our missing percentage. And then again, final step here, write it as a percentage. All right, so we talked about this page, and now we're going to talk about the next page here, which is using the decimal way, which I think is a lot quicker. And so here we're going to, again, highlight 6 out of 30, 8 out of 32, 9 out of 25, and 45 over 60. And it's all asking for one more time, what percent, what percent, what percent, what percent. So all of these are going to be multiplied by 100, okay? Because when we divide 6 out of 30, for example, 6 over 30, it's going to give us a decimal, all right? And the reason we divide here is because there's not a number you can multiply 30 by to get to 100, right? There is no number that you can just do 30 times 3 or 30 times 4. It won't get you to 100. So this is where this method comes into play. I'm going to do 6 divided by 30. That gives me 0.2. So 6 divided by 30 gives me 0.2. And then I need to finish it off by converting it to a percentage. What percent? So I'm going to need to multiply by 100. And that gives me 20% as a final answer. All right, let's do the same thing over here. We got 8 over 20 to start off. Or I'm sorry, 8 over 32. And we need to divide those two numbers, right? So 8 divided by 32, go in my calculator, 8 divided by 32, that equals 0.25. And now I need to do my last step here of converting it to a percentage by multiplying it. by 100. 0.25 multiplied by 100. I just need to move this over 2 spots. That gives me 25%. Thank you, thank you.